Have you ever wondered why some 80-year-olds can still thread a needle without glasses, while others in their early 60s can barely read their cell phone messages? Believe me, it's not as much about genetics as you've been led to believe. The real answer, more often than not, is right there, in your refrigerator. Let me ask you a question that might bother you a little. When was the last time you could read a restaurant menu without turning on your phone's flashlight, or recognize a friend's face across the street without squinting? If you answered a while ago, then pay close attention to what I have to tell you now. Many people think that vision begins to fail because that's just how it is when we get older. But after more than 30 years working as an ophthalmologist, I can say with absolute certainty, that's not entirely true. And everything changed for me when I met Maria Rodriguez, a 68-year-old woman who proved to me, with stunning simplicity, that almost everything we've learned about eye aging was wrong. If you feel your vision getting blurrier over time, comment 1. If you think this is just a natural part of aging, comment 0. Most people's answers will surprise you by the end of this story. There's one thing no one tells you about eye health after 60. The World Health Organization has shown that more than 40% of people this age have some form of significant visual impairment. But there's one detail they don't emphasize enough. 80% of these losses are preventable, and the secret isn't expensive surgeries or miracle supplements. It's in the food you eat. It's that simple. I've seen hundreds of patients who came into my office feeling defeated, saying, "Doctor, I think it's just age catching up with us." And I always say the same thing. Aging is natural. Losing your vision doesn't have to be. What if I told you that right now, right in your home, there are at least 3 foods that help rebuild your retina from the inside out? Foods that protect your eyes from blue light better than any expensive glasses. Foods that can make you feel like you've gone back 20 years in time, at least when it comes to reading at night. But before I tell you what the most powerful food on this list is, the one that even surprised me, let me reveal a truth that completely changes the way we see our eyes. They don't just see, they also nourish. The retina, that sensitive part at the back of the eye, consumes nutrients at a faster rate than any other organ in the body. It requires more oxygen per gram than the heart or brain. When these nutrients are lacking, that's when vision begins to fail. It was Maria who taught me this, in a way I've never forgotten. She came to me 3 years ago, sad that she could no longer read her granddaughter's birthday cards. "I loved my novels," she said, her eyes welling up. "Nowadays, I can't even see the TV guide clearly." Her exam confirmed what I'd already suspected: the onset of cataracts, dry eyes, and clear signs of macular degeneration. The standard treatment would be eye drops and perhaps surgery in the future. But Maria couldn't afford those costs. So I decided to try something different, something no medical school had taught me. I prescribed what I now call Vision Recovery Protocol. 6 specific foods, consumed strategically. No drugs, no procedures, no absurd expenses. Just food, real food. 3 weeks later, Maria returned to my office. She was the same person, but her eyes seemed different, bright, alive, with that glow we only see when hope returns. She handed me a book, and with an emotional smile said, "Doctor, I finished this last night. No magnifying glass, no extra light, just me and the words." I was speechless. At 68, Maria had recovered 2 rows in the view table, and all this with just food. No medicine, no procedures, no empty promises. And now, it's time to tell you exactly what she ate. Most importantly, I'll show you the foods they made. The biggest difference, and I assure you, are not the ones you are thinking of. Food number 6, the carrot controversy. Let's start with the one everyone color who knows well, the carrot. Yes, your grandmother was right, but she was also wrong. Most people chew on raw carrots thinking they're doing their eyes a world of good. But do you know what it really is? It's like trying to fill your car with crude oil. Your body just can't take advantage of it properly. The secret is not already carrot, but in how you prepare it. When you lightly cook carrots, steam them for example, and add a healthy fat like olive oil, avocado, or even a little grass-fed butter, your body absorbs the beta-carotene much more efficiently. How much more? Hold on. 600% more absorption. No, you didn't read that wrong. 6 times more. I remember a patient, Carlos, 72. For a decade, he ate raw carrots every day, swearing it was helping his vision. But his night vision was terrible. So I said, "Carlos, steam it and drizzle a little olive oil on top." 4 weeks later, he calls me, at 9 o'clock at night. "Doctor, I just got back from dinner. For the first time in years, I didn't have to turn on my high beams. That was it. A cup of carrots cooked in fat, 3 times a week. Simple and powerful. This little habit helped rebuild their rhodopsin, the protein in our eyes that allows us to see in the dark. But if you thought that was impressive, just wait until you discover the next food. Food number 5, the handful that protects your eyes. You probably have this one in your pantry. It costs less than $1, and worse, many people throw it away without thinking twice. Sunflower seeds. This is the forgotten superfood that can literally save you from one of the conditions that most affects vision in old age: age-related macular degeneration, AMD. Here's a fact that few people know. A handful of sunflower seeds has more vitamin E than many expensive bottles of eye supplements. And what about vitamin E? It acts like armor for the retina. A landmark study from the magazine Archives of Ophthalmology followed 3,000 elderly people for 10 years. The result? Those who consumed sunflower seeds frequently had 25% less vision loss. Try 25%. I remember Patricia, a 76-year-old woman from Miami. She came to me saying she felt like she had sand in her eyes all day. She used eye drops, but the sensation only went away after about 20 minutes. I told her, just try this. 30 dri of sunflower seeds a day. She looked at me like I had gone crazy. Seeds. For my eyes? 6 weeks later, I received a photo of her walking on the beach at sunrise. The message read, "Doctor, there's no more sand now. Not in your eyes, not on the beach." A vitamin E percent in these seeds not only protects, but also repair. It helps regenerate cells in the macula, the part responsible for all detailed vision, such as faces, letters, and even subtle expressions. But here's the detail that makes all the difference. These seeds need to be eaten raw or lightly dry roasted. No oil, no salt. The moment you fry or load up on sodium, the nutrients your eyes desperately need are simply lost. It's like trying to heal a wound while picking at it with a dirty finger. And that's where we need to take an important pause. Before we continue with the next vision-saving food, we need to talk about the silent villains that are destroying your vision faster than time ever could. The vision killers hidden in your kitchen. Let's start with the most dangerous, the sugar. And no, I'm not just talking about candy and cookies. I'm talking about that natural orange juice you drink in the morning thinking it's healthy. The whole grain bread you eat for an afternoon snack. The flavored yogurt that looks innocent on the grocery store shelf. Every spike in your blood sugar is like pouring acid into the microscopic vessels that feed your retina. Do this a few times a day for years, and those vessels begin to die, silently. This is why so many people with diabetes lose their vision. But here's the scariest part. You don't have to be diabetic for sugar to attack your eyes, and it doesn't stop there. The oil you use to cook can also be an enemy disguised as an ally. Corn oil, soybean oil, vegetable oil, even that heart-friendly canola oil. They're all true inflammatory bombs for the retina. They leave your eye cells hardened and brittle, like old rubber bands that break instead of stretching. This directly affects your vision. Want a real example? Roberto, 69, made 2 simple changes. Switched from vegetable oil to extra virgin olive oil and stopped eating the healthy bar he ate every afternoon. That's all. 2 months later, his eye pressure dropped 15%. His ophthalmologist called me asking what miracle drug I had prescribed. None. The medicine was food. Food number 4, the green shield of your retina. If I could prescribe just one vegetable for anyone over 60, it would be this: spinach. But not for the reasons you're thinking. Spinach is rich in 2 compounds with names you'll probably forget in seconds. Lutein and zeaxanthin. But here's what matters. These 2 nutrients function as natural sunglasses, only that inside your eyes. You know that night mode on your phone that filters out blue light? Spinach does the same thing, but from the inside out. And the best part, not only protects, but also repairs. Harvard researchers made an incredible discovery. People who ate spinach 3 times a week had 43% lower risk of developing macular degeneration. They almost cut the risk in half with a simple vegetable. But here's the trick that almost no one tells you. Raw spinach doesn't work. Want to extract its full power? Sauté lightly. Add garlic and a good amount of olive oil. The heat helps release lutein. The healthy fat helps your body absorb it. And garlic? It improves blood circulation to the optic nerve. I remember Isabel, a 70-year-old woman from Colombia. 6 months after starting this routine, she wrote to me saying, "Doctor, I can see my grandson's freckles again. I can read the subtitles on my Korean dramas. My daughter says my eyes are brighter. Her recipe? A cup of spinach sautéed with garlic 3 times a week. Simple, powerful, affordable. And it doesn't require health insurance. But if you found this strong, the next food is even more powerful. And the most curious thing is that most people haven't eaten this since childhood. Food number 3, the ancient grain that rebuilds your vision, yellow corn. But not just any corn. Forget chips, sugary cereals, or that dreaded corn syrup. We are talking about real corn, whole, like that of corn on the cob, couscous, or traditional tortilla. Let me tell you the story of Ernesto, 74 years old. When he came to me, I could barely recognize faces across the room. Classic macular degeneration. And the curious thing is that he already ate well. Brown rice, quinoa, whole wheat bread. But he had completely cut corn out of his diet, thinking it was just an empty carbohydrate. Big mistake. The yellow corn is one of the few foods that provides lutein and zeaxanthin exactly in the form the macula needs. It's as if your eyes have been waiting for this specific nutrient their entire lives. I asked Ernesto to include real corn in his diet, 3 times a week. Cooked cob, corn kernels, or even traditional corn tortillas. 3 weeks. That was all it took. He called me from the supermarket. "Doctor, I read the signs in the hallways without having to get close. I can't even remember the last time that happened." The University of Nebraska confirmed this with surprising data. People who frequently consumed yellow corn had a 40% higher macular density than those who ate refined grains, i.e., these people's eyes were literally stronger and more resistant to damage. Want to do the same? An ear of corn, a cup of cooked corn, or 2 traditional tortillas 3 times a week. That's all your macula needs to start regenerating. And that brings us to food number 2, the one that surprised even my fellow doctors at a recent conference. Food number 2, the breakfast hero who was wrongly accused eggs. Yes, the much maligned eggs. For decades, we've heard that eggs are bad guys because of their cholesterol. The result? Millions of people have stopped eating them. One of the best sources of nutrients for the eyes. What a tragic mistake. Eggs contain the 4 more bioavailable lutein and zeaxanthin that exists. In other words, your body absorbs these nutrients much better than from any other food. And that's not all. Eggs also provide zinc, the mineral that transports vitamin A to the retina. Without zinc, you can eat carrots until they turn orange. Your vision won't improve. It's like having the right gift, but no truck to deliver it. The American Journal of Clinical Nutrition published a study that, honestly, deserved to be on the front page of the newspaper. Elderly people who ate 1 egg a day showed a 38-point improvement in visual function, compared to those who avoided eggs. I remember Alfonso, 72 years old. He was terrified of eggs because of the cholesterol. His doctor had scared him so much that he cut them out of his diet completely. Meanwhile, his vision only got worse month after month. I began to insist. Just try. 3 eggs a week, boiled, scrambled, any way you like. But with a warning, do not overcook. Soft yolks retain many more nutrients than completely hard yolks. 2 months later, he returned. His vision had improved. But the most surprising thing? His cholesterol dropped. The good cholesterol went up. The bad cholesterol went down. The cardiologist didn't know what to say. An egg a day, well prepared, with vegetables. It's not just breakfast, it's medicine. But nothing, and I mean nothing at all, prepared me for the number 1 food, the most powerful of all, the one who changed everything. Food number 1. The 35-cent secret that beats expensive supplements: tomatoes. Yes, plain tomatoes. That humble ingredient you probably have in your kitchen right now. But, unlike what they told you, it's not because of vitamin C, nor because of lutein. The real hero here is thelycopene, an antioxidant so powerful it makes others look like extras. Now comes the surprising part. When you cook tomatoes, the lycopene doesn't weaken. It triples. That's right. The homemade tomato sauce your grandmother unknowingly made was creating a laboratory-worthy eye protective cocktail. The University of Florida followed 5,000 elderly people for a decade. What did they discover? Those with the highest lycopene intake were 35% less likely to develop serious vision problems. And it wasn't because of supplements, it was because of real tomatoes. I remember Teresa, 66 years old. She came to me because she woke up every day with blurry vision, as if she had fog in her eyes. It only got better around noon. Classic symptom of poor circulation in the eyes. I asked her to include cooked tomatoes 5 times a week. Pasta sauce, Tomato soup, even good ketchup, as long as it was no corn syrup. A month later, at 6 a.m., I get her message. Doctor, for the first time in 2 years, I was able to see my garden at dawn. Thelicopina not only protects, it repairs damaged retinal cells, improves blood flow to the optic nerve, and also helps prevent waterfalls. 3 tablespoons of tomato sauce, 1 cup of soup, 2 fresh tomatoes cooked in olive oil. Any of these options, 5 times a week, and you will be offering your eyes the most powerful medicine that nature has created. The 21-day protocol to transform your vision. Now that you know the 6 foods, knowing is just the beginning. What truly transforms is action. That's what Maria Rodriguez did. She didn't just follow the directions. She organized the eating routine as a protocol. 3 weeks, 2 more lines on the vision chart. Week 1, the foundation breakfast. 1 egg with sautéed spinach. Breakfast, handful of sunflower seeds. To have lunch, cooked tomatoes 3 times a week. Week 2, the acceleration lunch. Carrots cooked with olive oil. To have lunch, yellow corn included 3 times a week tomatoes. Now 5 times a week. Week 3, the transformation. Breakfast, egg with vegetables every day. Snack, sunflower seeds daily. Lunch, spinach or carrots in rotation. To have lunch, cooked tomatoes. Yellow corn 3 times a week. No calorie counting, no weighing, no app, just real food. Prepared the right way, made consistently. 3 secrets that triple your results. Now, if you want to take all this to the next level, here are 3 powerful details that most people ignore. Secret 1. Fat timing. Eat carrots and tomatoes along with foods containing good fat, such as olive oil, avocado, eggs, or nuts. The fat activates the absorption of antioxidants. Secret 2. The water rule. Drink a glass of water 30 minutes before meals. Your eyes are 80% water. Without it, nutrients can't reach where they need to be. Secret 3. The 20-20-20 rule. Every 20 minutes, look at something that is 6 meters away for at least 20 seconds. This relaxes and exercises your eyes, while the nutrients work from within. The truth is simple. You don't need magic pills, expensive consultations, or accepting that going blind is part of getting older. Aging is natural. Losing your sight isn't. You have the power to rekindle the light in your eyes, starting with what's on your plate. And all of this starts now. The 3 mistakes that destroy your vision. Even when eating perfectly, you can follow the protocol exactly. Eat all the right foods. But if you keep committing these 3 mistakes, your progress could go down the drain. Mistake number 1. Rubbing your eyes. You know that automatic habit of rubbing your eyes when you're tired? It's like run fine sandpaper over glass. Every time you do this, you damages the cornea, that transparent layer that protects everything behind it. It may seem harmless, but over time it leaves your vision more sensitive, blurred, and prone to injury. Stop now. Your eyes will thank you. Mistake number 2. Sleeping poorly. While you sleep, your eyes go into repair mode. They heal, regenerate, reorganize. But what if you sleep less than 7 hours a night? The workshop simply closes before work is finished. It's like starting to fix something and being forced to stop halfway through. Want to maintain your vision? Get a good night's sleep every day. Mistake number 3. Accepting defeat. The cruelest mistake of all is believe that all is lost. Thinking, it's just age. It is not. Your eyes can improve at any age. I've seen it with my own eyes, hundreds of times. Remember Maria? The 68-year-old woman who could no longer read her granddaughter's birthday cards? Last week she sent me a picture. I was reading a storybook to my great-granddaughter, sitting on the porch without glasses, without magnifying glass, just with your own eyes, reconstructed with food. And with the photo came a message that touched me. Doctor, you not only gave me back my sight, you gave me back mine independence, mine trust, mine life, that it's not a miracle. This is what happens when you feed your eyes with what they always needed. Tomorrow morning, you have a choice. You can continue with the same breakfast as always, the one who, without realizing it, comes gradually darkening your vision. Or you can put scrambled eggs with spinach on the plate, add tomatoes cooked with a drizzle of olive oil, and take the first step towards rebuild your retina with every bite. Your eyes are waiting for these nutrients for years, maybe even decades. They are ready to heal. The question is, are you ready to help your eyes? Before you go, comment below which city you are watching me from. I'm creating specific content with foods you find there, near your home. I want to help you with something that works in your reality. Like this video he opened your eyes to something new. Write in the comments which of these foods will you try tomorrow morning. And subscribe to the channel, activate the bell, because next week I'm going to reveal an eye exercise, 60 seconds that multiplies the effects of everything that you just learned. Your eyes did not disappear. They are just hungry. And now, you know exactly what to serve.